Come on, don't be shy.
Testing. 1, 2, 3,
Yes,
4.
that is a sexy radio voice. How you doing, bud?
Welcome. Yeah, I'm saying welcome like it's my show. All that. Sorry, mate. Need to steal your thunder there a bit, fella. You know, apologies.
Right, so we're back. Episode 9 with Big Rob, aka Rob Cadenza. Welcome onto the show. How you doing, mate?
I'm brilliant. Thanks. Pleasure to be here, man. How you doing?
Good, mate. Just finished the gym, fresh and pumped on a health tip. Yeah, look at these fucking guns, lad. Come on.
Okay.
28k on each side.
28 pounds.
Fuck off. But anyway, been dying to get you on this show because you are truly an interesting character and an old schooler. You've been around since the 80s, the Hacienda era, straight through to Sankeys. Used to be a sound engineer at Sankeys as well.
Yeah.
So you've seen the scene change in terms of music genres, the clubs that's been and gone, the DJs, and even the, as you mentioned before, the drugs as well, because there's different eras, different drugs. Well, some of the eras. So let's take me back to the Hacienda. So let's talk about the I'm interested in the changes. As I said, music, DJs, clubbers, and drugs throughout the eras. So let's go back to.
I mean,
80s.
For me personally, the 80s. If you're talking about essentially house music, it always comes back and it always starts with basically the Hacienda. I know there's been loads of 1,000,001 different podcasts and all sorts of stuff about the Hacienda and everything, but you know, my experience was when I first set foot in there. I think it was 1984 when I first set foot in there, and at that point, music-wise, genre-wise, they were playing like soul and hip-hop on a Friday night.
So it was so before disco as well. Disco.
Yeah, bits of funk and soul and disco and hip and literally like early hip-hop.
Right.
You know, it was just and I think it was hip-hop. If I'm not mistaken, it was like trip-hop as well. It was like different types of. Just different beats. It was just quality stuff. You had guys like, you had DJs like Hugh and Clark, and they had, Mike Pickering, and you had, and because they were playing different genres before. I can't remember. I'm half sure if
John De Silva and Graham Park.
Yeah, they were there, but I can't remember if they were there before. You know, playing the other genres of music before house music arrived. I'm not entirely sure about that, but. And you had, I'm sure Dave Booth was there, you know.
Right.
I'm sure he was there as well. I can't remember exactly, but it was different types of genres, and then you had.
Is everyone still off the nut?
It was more.
It was before. It
was more alcohol than anything else, you know. Yeah, from what I can remember, it was just more booze. It was just alcohol at that point.
And then the arrival of house music.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, house music. That was like 1985. That
Chicago house. Well, it was disco, and then obviously the house came from disco, and then.
Yeah, because excuse me. Yeah, because the early house or at the house at that point was more sample based house. You know, like taken. You know, like I say, disco.
Yeah. Taken
from disco and funk sort of things, and just reworks. And it was mainly stuff like that, and like you said, the Chicago flavour, and that was it, man. And it was revolutionary, let's say. Yeah, it was something different, man, because it was great.
What was it actually like in there? The vibe in the Hacienda.
Wow. Oh, you mean after?
Just like in there as a clubber.
Oh, as a clubber.
Because obviously it was before my time. I always like envisioned, what was it actually like in there?
It was it was just like a I don't know, man. It was to describe it. It was like a. I don't want too many cliched terms and say it was euphoric and all that kind of stuff, but it pretty much was because the clubbers were like working class kids. You know what I mean? Well, work all came from working class. Not saying kids didn't come from other parts of the city or Cheshire and all them sort of places, but essentially it was like black and white, you know, straight, gay, working class kids who just
All under
gathered
one
there,
roof.
all under one roof, enjoying it, you know what I mean? Enjoying the experience.
Yeah.
And then especially once House have arrived, oh my word, that kind of brought us even closer together, if you like. It made everything it just fell into place.
Brought
it was
everyone together all as one.
Yeah,
as cheesy as that sounds, but
yeah, it sounds cheesy, but it was actually
the case.
It felt that way.
Yeah.
That's the way it felt. And then 1986, which essentially was the summer of love.
88, wasn't it? The Summer of Love.
Nah, 86,
Right.
man.
The Summer of Love.
86. 1986.
What was that like?
I even looked it up because I couldn't remember the year.
I saw Marshall Jefferson mentioned 88 Summer of Love, but anyway.
It's definitely 86.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marshall Jefferson.
Because is that what Marshall Jefferson said?
Yeah, I'm sure he said it in the Pump Up the Volume house
Sorry,
music documentary.
Marshall, you're a wrong fella. I know you were an essential part of it, but no.
Marshall.
Yeah, Marshall. It was
But around that time, anyway.
because that was the introduction of when
Pills,
certain
yeah.
guys and
Pills, yeah.
yeah, certain people brought, you know, ecstasy or pills, you know what I mean, back into the mix, and that's when things just
Everyone was just off the nut, loving it,
yeah.
sharing everyone's water.
And that was that was the euphoria thing, and that's why when we spoke about it previously, it was literally what was the word I used? I can't remember now, but it was just revolutionary, man.
Yeah,
It was a revolutionary experience. It was
It's a different thing, wasn't it?
yeah,
It
it was. It really was because everything, you know, the music and the whole thing, you know what I mean? Because all of the tracks were about love. They were about happiness. They were about joy, and you know, it was massive vocals, and you know, that was it. That added to it all. Everything just gelled. It just all made so much sense, and because of, you know, we were coming out. You know, we were talking at 86, so essentially, we were going through well, Maggie Thatcher. Perfect example, you know, conservative government and everything with all of the oppression and all of the sort of stuff, and it was almost like this endemic, natural hatred for youth and youth culture.
Yeah.
And then house music arrived, and that was like a savior.
Yeah.
And it gave us something to we can relate to and everything, and then that's why the energy was just powerful.
Yeah. And then from house music, acid house, boom.
Yeah, and you know something, I've thought about this time, and I'm sure that was that the year later. I think that was 87. I think. Don't quote me on this. Maybe somebody can, I don't know, drop something in the comments or whatever and say, because I don't remember. But when acid arrived, that was something else because New Century. I mean, there was a place, New Century Hall. It was just under the CIS building.
Oh yeah.
And they used to have acid nights there.
Right.
We used to have acid nights at Hacienda on a Wednesday night. Used to be acid night, and that was something else.
Yeah.
It's just the energy, man. It was crazy.
And then like from then it took a darker turn, wasn't it? The techno.
Yeah, the techno. I mean, at that point, the techno that was
totally different though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a different sound. It was all of the techno that was coming out of Detroit. Then it was, I could say, your likes of your Derek Mayer and certain, like, you know, and tracks like
Joey Beltram, Energy Flash.
And Rhythm is Rhythm. I think Rhythm is Rhythm. I can't remember after the tracks now, but it was different. I mean, because I'm trying to think that album that I think I still own it. That techno album from 80 something.
Which one?
It might have been 87. About 80. I think it might have been 88 actually, something like that.
What album?
This techno album, like a double album that came out.
Right.
A Detroit thing.
Right, no way. You have to pull that out. Won't mind listening to that.
Yeah, the producers, like, I can't remember half of the producers who are on it now though, but yeah, that was so, it was not, I wouldn't necessarily say it was like Yeah, I suppose in comparison to what was listening to the house, I suppose it was kind of, it could be considered darker. Yeah, you're right there actually.
So, and then you was at the Sankeys era as well. From what year was it? From when it was Sankeys Soap, yeah.
But it was Sankeys Soaps because I'm sure, well, they overlapped, didn't they? Sankeys
Yeah.
and Haas, they overlapped in terms of when they were both running at the same time. And then that's why, you know, towards the end, the Haas was it 1997, and Sankeys, it just took off.
Yeah.
Took off, I mean, in terms of, I don't know if it was at that point it became a harder techno club sort of.
Yeah.
I think it probably did.
Yeah.
So maybe, again, somebody can correct me or confirm this, but...
Because I said, yeah, it was like a tougher side, but at that time, that style was getting more popular at that time, wasn't it?
Yeah, because essentially, Sankeys, yeah, because it was more like from when I first set foot in there, early 90s, yeah, it was more like a live music venue. It was...
Because it was built, that's what Mix was saying in the last episode, it was, Sankeys was first built as a live venue, that's what the stage was at the back, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah. And it was just, again, the crowd was, if you're talking about the clubbers and everything, the crowd was, it was more, it could have quite easily have been, that club could have quite easily been in Didsbury or somewhere like that, or in Charlton, because it was that type of crowd. It was like your cool crowd.
Yeah.
You know, when it was Sankey Soaps and everything, and then it transitioned into, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's well different. That was
it was harder.
Yeah.
I used to go when I was
definitely.
17 to Red Light. Red Light was a Friday.
That's right.
And then Saturday was more techno. I believe, if I remember right.
Was that bugged out? Was that bugged out? Or was
No,
that something else?
was that what was the tribal sessions? I think it was on a Saturday, and then Red Light.
So bugged out must have been separate then, because because I just remember the different nights. Yeah, you had to have tribal sessions. Yeah, that was.
So you was the sound engineer, weren't you?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, because I was there. I think it was, again, the year. I think it was 2005-06 thereabouts.
Yeah.
I mean, again, Migs can help me out with this with the years and stuff like that. I mean, I've slept a lot since then, man. So I don't really remember the exact year. But yeah, I was a sound engineer there. That was a wicked experience. That was brilliant.
Did you work there when the whole like BPM slowed right down, when like art department started coming in and it started like at 117 BPM, 115, 114, and then that's where Ket. This is what we'll talk about before, isn't it? With the eras and what drugs, what genre of music was in, sort of.
It was because it was weird, because especially at the beginning of a night, if I was working, I can't remember after the nights that I worked on, but at the beginning of the night, you know, the BPMs were like really slow. It was just.
Okay,
it was not. I hadn't experienced anything like that before. You know what I mean? And it was again, and the drugs, you know, the types of drugs that are sort of like being. My guess is, or my take on it is that the drugs that are being consumed by the producers, then it affects what they make, which then affects the clubbers.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it all has a knock-on effect.
Yeah.
With the whole scene in terms of a particular genre.
Yeah.
So with Ket, you associated what with, you know, Ket House, but I used to call it Ket House, or we called it
Ket House. Fucking hell, that was long. I remember that a long time ago.
I remember we used to call it Ket House because that was like minimal, you know. But the really stripped down stuff.
Yeah, when minimal emerged as well. Richie Orton was like the pioneer.
He was like the king of minimal. Yeah, one of them. Yeah.
The scene sort of split, didn't it? So you had like your house edge, you had the minimal, then you had the techno, and not forgetting as well, funky house in Manchester.
Oof, that was actually.
You hated it, didn't you?
No.
I loved it.
No, I didn't hate it. It was. You know something. The music itself was great, but the actual scene, the Manchester scene, wasn't.
I
wasn't really a fan of it.
Going to Plush on a Friday night, and then Plush, you had Twisted Elegance, Alan and Pat.
That's it, Alan. That's the name I couldn't think of.
And then you had Venus as well,
yes.
Dave, and Davo and Ben, and then Plush, Tim and Mark.
But you know, like what? Well,
How's
yeah.
Productive as well? Sobers and Amar. Amar.
Jeez, you got to better remember. You know, this is the thing, because with that scene, that was like was that 2002, 2003 or something?
I can't
Or was
remember, it was about
funky?
20 years ago, so...
Yeah, 2002, 2000.
7,
Yeah, I mean, that was for me in Manchester.
Right,
It was yeah, again, the music was, it was girly and it was nice. It was not being sexy, but it was really, female vocals and everything else,
happy.
and happy.
But in there, it was always a happy vibe.
It was a happy, but it was just, from what I saw on certain nights, it was like a lot of guys on steroids flipping dancing to sexy music, and it was
happy.
a bit happy, but yeah, there were a lot of them were. There's a lot.
Happy steadheads.
Yeah, there's a lot of grimacing there though, because a lot of them were all coked out of their faces.
Yeah.
And sort of like, you got guys like, pumping to funky house, and there's got like
with the vest on.
Oh. And I thought, nah, it's not really for me. This it was nice, but I don't know if it's towards the end or once certain individuals picked up on the scene, it got a bit aggressive for me.
Yeah.
Really, certain things that happened on those nights, man.
Yeah.
But
it's.
Sorry, there was one night that used to run alongside during the funky house scene, and I'll never forget it. It was at Venus, but the original Venus that was on Deansgate.
Oh yeah, the smaller one.
The smaller one, the original one, and there used to be a night that used to run there called Angel Delight.
Oh shit, yeah, Angel Delight, yeah.
Angel Delight, and that was Mark Ginter, I think it was.
Right.
He used to run a shop on Tib Street called Blue Vinyl, or one of the
owners.
owners.
I used to buy some vinyls there. Yeah.
There you go. Them guys.
Angel Delight.
A lot of them guys had they from back then, because I used to go down there to their nights and support. That's why I first.
So you went.
No, it wasn't funky.
He went with his vest on.
It wasn't funky house. It was soulful house. It was US, or I used to call it US house then.
US house.
US house, yeah. And it was it's called US house.
Yeah.
And that was the first place. That's the first time I ever saw. One of the first time when he started DJing, because he was producing, and he first started DJing. Kerry Chandler.
Oh shit! Right. Okay.
And Mark Ginter, they brought him down there, and I'm going back 2001, 2002.
Right. He's in Manchester this weekend.
Is he? That's the first one. Okay, I'll have to
Kerry
look
Chandler.
That's the first time I heard it, because he used to play his keyboards alongside his mixing. His mixing wasn't the best at all, but and then look at him now. But hey, they brought people like Kerry Chandler. They brought the guy DJ Charisma.
Oh, Charisma. Let me show you.
DJs, I think it was
Spen.
It was not Spinner. They brought Spen.
Yeah.
They brought Frankie Feliciano. They brought them guys.
Oh,
that was
all big names there.
Yeah, and that's what them guys used to bring. So, but the nights were quiet because everybody was busy.
Yeah.
With the funky house stuff, but they were they were streets ahead in my book anyway.
I love that soulful house. I used to buy when I used to buy vinyls on the decks. Soul Furic, that record label.
Yeah.
Was part of Defected, but the soulful, the soulful arm of Defected, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I love that shit.
It was brilliant, man. It was
might come back round that,
Well, I personally, I think it's still there. I don't think it ever left. I think it took a different routes. It just morphed into something. It's always been soulful, but they've always had that main soulful house. That style, if you like. Yeah. But then after that you got like more Afro styles, and you've got more gospel. You had your gospel, and even though that's soulful, but I think it's never left really.
Yeah. Well, what do you think of the scene now and the music styles and DJs?
Man.
Now,
what do I think?
Because you've been through the changes in the eras, haven't you? Change of music styles, the clubs as well, DJs.
I mean, the club. I couldn't tell you the last time I've actually been clubbing, but when I listened,
Joshua Brooks to find me, then you didn't find me because
you were hiding.
Fucking too short. You can't see me in the crowd.
You were hiding. Yeah, when they finally let me in. Yeah, when they wouldn't. I mean, that in there, that was something else.
Oh, that night. Oh,
That
Joshua
was-
Brooks is fucking Joshua Brooks. Me personally, I think it's leading the way. It's like the JBM, Brian and George doing a fucking amazing job, and Turner and Steve managing it.
Yeah.
The bookings they get in there,
I mean,
amazing.
yeah, they are.
Club
I can-
refurb.
In answer to your question, though, what the thing? Here's me saying I've not been anywhere. I used to work at Victoria Warehouse, idiot. But yeah, even when I was there, because I did a lot of the music. Well, pretty much all of the music nights there.
Right.
And it's some full on nights in there in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, the music. I don't know. It's to be honest with you, a lot of the time.
They're getting a whole mixture.
I used to be outside a lot of the time because, but from stuff that I've actually listened to, there's that many genres and subgenres now.
Oh yeah.
You know, you got your house, so you got like your disco house, you got your soulful house,
Tech
you got your
house.
deep house, you got your tech house,
Got your minimal. Well,
you've got your minimal techno, you've got your techno, you've got your your dark techno, you've got
Yeah.
you've got your melodic techno.
yeah,
you've-
techno's gone into genres now.
subgenres and stuff. So, and so some of it's, I mean, all of it's, a lot of it's good, some of it's good, some of it's bad.
Yeah.
Well, if you're asking my personal taste, some of
Yeah.
it, stuff that I've scanned on Beatport track source, and I think to myself, this stuff doesn't even sound mastered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But doesn't even sound mastered. But,
You're getting smaller labels now that are on the scene, and possibly they're not using the masters they're using are not as good, or they're getting the artist to master it themselves through somebody.
okay.
So that's probably what the reason is.
Well, I'd tell you, but
What happens to Victoria Warehouse? Because you don't really hear much of them anymore, do you? Victoria Warehouse.
they're still operating.
Got that big trance night at Victoria Warehouse in October.
Oh, is it? Oh, Victoria Warehouse. Right.
It's not Warehouse Project, it's Victoria
Right.
Warehouse.
Yeah, they're separate entities altogether.
Yeah.
They're separate, them two. But I mean, since COVID and the lockdown, everything just stopped, didn't it? So
Yeah.
I suppose things are just picking up again.
Yeah.
Getting events back on and nights and whatnot. So
Yeah.
yeah, just a slow process, I imagine, getting things back on track.
I think things with Victoria Warehouse. I think because it's just a little bit out of the way, isn't it? Like.
Well, in comparison to where, though, I mean,
So I'll just say, if I had a choice with that out here or Victoria Warehouse, I can't be asking. I don't know.
I don't know, because I mean, the place.
Depends who's playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always is packed. When I used to work there, it was packed all the time. It was for most music nights anyway. It was always hammered. I mean, when I did, I think it was one of the first when they did Awakenings there and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, no, that
What was that like?
Ooh,
What was that?
that was Awakenings.
Awakenings at
Yeah,
Victoria
I was
Warehouse.
supposed to have gone to that, and
I remember seeing that. I was like, wow.
That full on. I was like, woo.
Yeah.
I should have gone to that.
That
Why? What was
was-
different?
It was.
Amazing.
It was amazing. It was really good. It was hammered.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of casualties that night as well.
What's that?
Ooh,
What do you mean?
Just people just messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people messed up. With contorted faces. The usual stuff.
Yeah.
The
Remember, we went to see the lads, Salado, and we was just walking in. Then they was carrying this girl out. You can't remember, can you? That blonde,
I don't
quite
remember
young.
That much. I saw a
Oh,
girl get carried out of Kaluka the other week.
Did you?
Backstage as well, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You see it, didn't you?
On the stairs.
Yeah. But hey,
Terrible.
they're having a good time. They're having a good time.
yeah, but
Carried out,
getting,
Yeah.
I mean, this is it. But I mean, to add to the point he was making before about the drugs and stuff, man, it's like stuff used to just make you happy and giddy back in the day, and now it's
Just
just
uppers, wouldn't it?
it's making you just sit there and just start dribbling on yourself. It's just,
Yeah.
I think, well, hey, maybe it's me. Where's the fun in that kind of thing?
Remember at the time when people were doing fucking Jeeb? Jeeb, it's still around. That
Is it?
it's still around. Yeah, it's more popular in the in the village. I think. I believe so.
When-
G we don't talk about is basically liquid ecstasy, but also date rape.
Well, yeah,
But
yeah.
bodybuilders use it. So, so they take a cap before they go to bed, and it strips you,
Yeah.
strips your body.
Yeah,
of
because
fat.
metabolism and stuff. But your heart's probably going. You're like the clappers when you're sleeping and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not really helpful. But hey, they do what they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, because that's where I remember back in the day, first heard about that stuff was probably on the Village.
Or was it the?
I know that's where I first heard about Kurt anyway.
But you can fucking. There was a guy. He took it. He had to have his stomach pumped off it. So he died. Yeah. He had to. Do you know the. And then this other lad that I know did too much, just straight in a fucking coma, fell down the stairs all the way down to the bottom of a club, and he was in a coma for like months.
That happened
Dangerous
to
shit.
an old friend of mine's brother.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, he we all went out and everything, and he had it in like a water bottle, just a normal 50cl water bottle.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to do capfuls or
Just
half
one
a capful.
That's it. Even someone your size, one cap.
He was swigging it. He was
Fucking
swigging
kill you, that
He was
shit.
swigging the bottle,
Stops your heart. Just.
and it did. Yeah. They're having to save his life anyway. He's
Shit,
still,
really?
Oh yeah, he's still around, but yeah, he was swigging it.
So what happened to him?
He's ended up in the back of an ambulance, and I think from what I remember, they were saying that his heart stopped twice or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It stops your heart.
and-
You're only meant to take just a cap, and that's it.
Yeah.
But they do it in a powder form as well. Not powder. It's like a rock, like a white rock. But I don't think you can really get that. But I've seen it as like a white rock.
Really? Oh man. Nah.
But yeah, like I said, bodybuilders use it.
Yeah, I forgot. I heard something about that a while, but I never really, investigated or did any research as to why they. But yeah, I suppose that the thermogenic or whatever you call it, properties or effects from it where it strips you, so
Yeah.
kind of makes sense in respect of why they take it. But
Yeah.
that's no. It sounds dangerous anyway.
Yeah. So back to you've seen like the genres and the scene evolve. What do you think? Where do you think the scene's going now? Or what do you think it's going to be in the next? Just out of,
I don't know. I mean, it's gone. It's like most things. One thing I will say is that everything works in cycles.
yeah,
Just like you said before, like you were saying about Soulful House might come back, and I thought it's never left. But in terms of styles and things like that, it's they're just cycles.
Yeah.
So certain things will come back, but it will be a more
a bit of a twist to it.
modernized version.
Yeah.
To what was previously.
Yeah.
Just like you see producers using, going back to using 909s and all them, there's certain sounds and
Yeah.
certain styles of hooks and production and whatever else are just, they're reverting back to old ways of doing things.
Yeah.
Or the way things sound.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it will be, but more of an updated version to it, I imagine.
Because right now, tech house is dominating.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Well, the scene's more mainstream than it ever was, which is good for the industry. It's definitely good for the industry. There's more money in the industry, but it brings like
Yeah.
a different crowd.
Tech houses, to me personally,
Right.
tech houses it's replaced handbag.
Funky house, handbag house. Handbag house is funky house.
Well, yeah, it's replaced. It's replaced that.
Yeah.
If you think about it, because you
Got
used
a lot
to,
more vocals now. Than that.
there you go.
Tech house.
There you go. So it's like your commercial mainstream funk, and that's what tech house has replaced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you know what I mean. So, and then obviously you'll get your regular mainstream sounding tech house sort of stuff, and then that people can your regulars can get onto, and then you'll have your more underground sounding stuff, or your more that'll kind of
Like my stuff.
shine
Dubby.
above. Yeah, exactly. Shine above or differently to your more your regular
Yeah.
kind of tracks that you'll hear out there. But And I think, but yeah, things will just keep on going round and round, but just more updated, and you will get subgenres as well.
Yeah.
That might come
That
around
will
and
come,
that might
yeah.
burn, they might disappear.
Yeah.
I mean, where's thinking now? I mean, where's minimal now?
Well, minimal is, it is, the stuff I was making years ago was the new minimal, very stripped back, but very dubby, real subby bass lines. I'd say it's here now, it's more like, there's an artist, right, he's one of my favourite artists, he's called Sequendez. I said that is the evolved minimal. Check him out, Sequendez. How do you spell it? Ciquendes or Z. And his sound is fucking amazing, but he's like, you know, less than, all his tracks, I think less than 1,000 plays on Spotify. And that really sounds amazing. Love it. So that's the minimal.
Excuse me, because I was just going to say, where's minimal? But even prior to that, what happened to Tribal House?
Oh God, yeah.
But
It is.
But it will. Trust me. Just like this,
It'll get popular again. With
Well-
all the bongos and the congas, which there is a lot. There is a lot out there.
it will come back round again. I mean, and this is the way in which music reinvents itself. And
Yeah.
so you talk about the future, because if you look at Tribal, and if you look at I mean, look, I was saying to you about one of the things last time about that night called Glitterbox.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely massive night at High Ibiza.
Yeah.
I think they. I don't know if they
Still
were.
going strong now. I'm sure they were at Warehouse Project, I think.
And they used to do. I think it's the same people that used to do Liverpool Disco Festival. I'm not sure if it is
Right.
or not, but because I didn't really explore it too much. But them, I mean, and that's all disco house. So that's like going. That's why you've got certain people like Louis Vega and certain right across the board. Loads, your big.
Purple Disco Machine and
This Purple Disco, exactly. You've got loads of big and small DJs and stuff like that who are playing on that brand, and that's Simon Dunmore, isn't it?
yeah, Defected.
Yeah.
What?
So it's like yesteryear. It's like the old to the new and back again kind of thing.
Is it an older crowd? I believe, but predominantly.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
but-
I really don't know.
Because the young crowd, but most of them are in tech house.
Because it'll probably appeal to both, or those who I don't know, who just like, disco and funk, or who can appreciate that sort of stuff. And your tech house crowd, that's like I say, that's your sort of crowd where once upon a time might be what do you call it? What's that label called again? They used to be maybe that label, I can't remember the name, it slipped my mind.
Sulfuric.
No. They would be at
House label. Or
that
what?
was one of the things is
Subliminal.
well, even not subliminal, even that's another one. I mean,
Not
but
Defected.
no, they used to have a series. I can't remember the name of
There's one in my head.
They used to have a night.
Strictly Rhythm.
They used to have they used to have a night on. There was the label. Was there a light? Yeah, the label as well. But they used to have a night. I can't remember the name of them now. But I'm sure it was owned by Simon Dunmore as well. I'm sure it was. Was it Defense? I can't remember now.
34 minutes.
They used to be on a. They used to have a radio show back in the day. I can't remember now. It's just completely slipped me now.
amazing.
Typical when I need to remember. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And they used to do like series albums and stuff like that. They used to have a night on it in Ibiza. Oh man, it'll come back to me. But but it's like them, and they kind of fizzled out, and then that's why he had the right idea. That's why he had the right idea. Simon Dunmore reinvented himself, because one thing's just came and it just died off, and then he's just reinvented and moved on to something else, and then that's the one now, because the whole Glitterbox thing, it covers anything essentially disco, whether it's deep disco, whether it's soulful, whether it's more tech. It covers a massive spectrum. Yeah, it really is, and it's and because you remember what I told you how long ago, and I said it'll come back.
Yeah, you did.
What's that?
I said about disco, because I was saying I was buying
disco.
vinyl and stuff to still buy.
Didn't you say to me, produce it?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, not really.
I was just saying that to Tracy before when I said, when you was out, and I said, I asked you, I said, can you, because I remember I used to ask you, do you work with samples? Do you do this? Do you do that? And you were like, I'm into this now. I'm doing tech and I'm doing this. And I thought, okay.
Yeah. Well, I make all genres. Well, not all genres. I make quite a few, but I've never tried a disco track. So I might like sample a really old. Yeah, do you know what? I'm quite interested to do that. Like sample an old disco.
Believe you me.
And see what I can do with it. I've made a really. Do you know what? You actually might like it. After this, I'll play it. Yeah, it's a soulful track, really simple with a nice, like this riff on it. This riff, but it's just made for a vocal. But I'll show you after. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, that's cool. But going back to what we were saying in terms of like the future, that is just gonna keep on reinventing itself.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just being creative. It's not even not even so much pushing the boundaries, because it's just being creative and just thinking out of the box and continue to do that. But you always have to go back to the source.
Yeah.
You know, with house, it's going back to disco, and you're going back to those original samples and original feels and sounds and everything else.
Well, they're saying disco's coming back.
It's back. It's back. Like I say, you know, the likes of Glitterbox, and you've got loads of other people doing like re-edits, and you've got guys doing re-edits and all kinds of stuff, and remix and bootlegs and all kinds of things.
We had Marco Darko. It's known as Marco Darko now, and he's doing a lot of disco at the minute, sampling a lot of disco.
Believe you me, that's my thing.
Yeah.
And because you can go in any direction with it as well.
Yeah.
It's because it's a really organic sort of, to work. It's something that's just like you can mold it. You can do all sorts with it, man.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It really is.
Rob, as we were talking about before, you're gonna do a co-host show with me on here.
Yeah, man, I will do. Yeah, of course. That'll be great. That'll be. It will be an honour.
Do you know what? It'd be great to get obviously a mixture of the old and the new, but I really want to get like John De Silva. You know John, don't you? Mm-hmm. Now, I've met John a few times, and Graham. I've got Graham's number in before. Might have. Graham, not come on the power, mate.
Yeah, John De Silva. I've not seen him for a minute.
Great to get yourself and Graham or John on and do a co-host.
That would be. Now, John, he's certainly a font of knowledge as well.
Oh yeah,
John De Silva,
both down to earth as well.
He is. John's a font. He's on it in terms of like dates and specific periods of time and he can give you the timeline. I'm sure Graham, he can give you the timeline as well. Yeah. Of everything. Yeah.
We seen him warm up for Octave 1, and honestly, it was one of the best sets that I've ever heard. John De Silva, like how he took you on that journey, was something else. That was something else.
It's always
amazing.
Yeah, man.
Need to get him on.
And that's it. It's the journey. That's the thing. And you have to be able to, if you have the skill and the ability, and to read the crowd, and create a soundscape, and just take them where you want. Once you've got them in the palm of your hand, you can just take them left, you can take them right, take them up, bring them down. You can do anything, and hold on to them.
Not much of a journey now. A lot of DJs and boom, 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 boom. Like Ben Clock that night.
Oh,
little bit of an intro.
That was that was just that was a journey home for me after 10 minutes, mate.
I know. How the fuck did I not spot you?
I don't know.
How can I not spot you?
I don't know. I looked for you. I said to you, I looked for you. I went to the bar and I spoke to Sir James and I said, where is he? And he said, and I looked and I went to the other side and I looked, couldn't see you.
I was hidden away in the corner being pissed on, all the sweat from the pipes.
Wonderful. Oh, wonderful.
But Rob, been a pleasure. It's going to be the first of many. You're going to be my regular. Just come on. And just the chats that we have are amazing. Just throughout it's well over 10 years since I've known you now, innit? 15 maybe? 20?
20 nearly.
20 years. The conversations me and him have, amazing. We should just set it up, just put the camera on.
Yeah, we'll just do it. Let's do it.
Boom.
Let's do it, man.
Pleasure.
Pleasure, as always.